May it please the court, my name is Ho Kai Liang, prosecuting on behalf of the prosecution against the defendant Hakim bin Azim. Before we submit on the aggravating factors that the court needs to consider in making the sentencing today against Mr. Hakim, we would like to brief this court on the facts and also the offense of this case. Your Honor, following the global pandemic on 18 March 2020, the Prevention and Control of Infectious Disease measure within the Infected Local Areas Regulation 2020 were gazetted, and the restrictive measure were effective from 18 March 2020 to 31st March 2020. The regulations are made pursuant to subsection 11(2) of the Prevention and Control of Infectious Disease Act 1988. Your Honor, the regulation prescribes the Movement Control Order, which is also the MCO, on the citizenry at the time when the infectious disease or COVID-19 is on the rise via human transmission. We would like to emphasize that it is a highly dangerous and infectious disease. We would like to also note that pursuant to the Prevention and Control of Infectious Disease Declaration of the Infected Local Areas Order 2020, the Minister of Health, after being satisfied that all the states and federal territories in Malaysia are threatened with an epidemic of an infectious disease, namely COVID-19, a life-threatening microbial infection as specified in Part 1 of the first schedule to Act 342, declares that the state of Perak to be an infected area effective from the period of 18th of March 2020 to 31st of March 2020. Meaning to say, keeping such rule is not only a personal duty, but it's a social responsibility to keep the society in order and minimize the possibility of the spreading of the infectious disease. If anyone goes against or ignores such a regulation, it's a selfish action which need to be condemned. Therefore, Your Honor, other than that, the said order is extended from the period from 1st of April 2020 to 14th of April 2020. The Prevention and Control of Infectious Disease Order 2020 is widely made known to the nation. It has been published in the newspaper, mainstream media, social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Therefore, it is unreasonable for Mr. Hakim not to know about such extension. Your Honor, on 5th of April 2020, Mr. Hakim was found near a fishing pond at kawasan Kolam Changlun, Kubang Pasu, Kedah. He was on a motorcycle type Honda EX5 plate number KAD 2668 carrying fishing rods. Therefore, he had said to make an offense under the Regulation 3(1) of the said regulation by moving from one place to another place within an infected area for a purpose which is not provided for in Regulation 3(2) of the said regulation. Mr. Hakim can be charged with an offense under Regulation 11(1) for contravening Regulation 3(1). On conviction, shall be liable for fine not exceeding Rm1,000 ringgit or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months or to both. Today, Hakim already pleads guilty. Therefore, Your Honor, we would like to assist the court to inform the court that Mr. Hakim has a conviction of bad record in the past. In 2017, Mr. Hakim was once convicted with the offense of self-administration under Section 15 of the Dangerous Drug Act 1952. He was sentenced with Rm 1,200 fine and has undergone a 2 years of supervision. Therefore, we pray to the court for a heavier punishment against Hakim to teach him a lesson and to show the society the seriousness of keeping these rules and regulations. If the court does not require any further assistance, thus I shall now take my seat, Your Honor. Much obliged.